unauthorized access, but I paid my taxes this year. Hey, howdy people. Qwerd here. After that long absence, I'm finally back with a brand new video for your entertainment. Because what else would this be for? Also because I conveniently had enough footage for this video to be made possible. So, anyway, thank you all for the literally no support in the video prior. To be honest, I'm making this for me and my friends, but that's alright. I can live with that. These things happen. But anyway, I'm just going on a rant, like basically just going off on a tangent, but anyway, how are you guys doing today? I'm talking to myself. Anyway, I've rambled in tangent for far too long, and today I'll be talking about SUPERHOT, but I played it on Xbox, so if you like type with triggers, that's how it is. So without further ado, SUPERHOT review. SUPERHOT is a first-person shooter that was released in 2016, and what made SUPERHOT so unique was that whenever you moved, time moved. So, for example, someone would take a shot at you, but as long as you stood still, the bullet would basically just float in midair, or just go, like, really slowly. Because that was, like, the whole mechanic. It was kind of like Neo in the Matrix a little. Another thing that made SUPERHOT special was its kind of unique story about how, this game lures this random person into a false sense of security so then it can take a hold of them, and once it has a hold, it is not letting go. And I love that little attention to detail with the story as well, which is what brought me to it, which basically made me complete the whole game in a day. So obviously the game's pretty good, and I think I gotta give the game more credit because it spread so fast, because the early SUPERHOT was discovered and played by many YouTubers, including Jacksepticeye, and that's the only one that I can name right now because it's like 9 p.m. while I'm recording this, so I'm a little tired. But anyway, after many other YouTubers played the early SUPERHOT, it gained traction fast as more and more updates came out to keep people curious and guessing, as some kind of ominous story story was there, and well, what little story was there was promising. So basically, people really like the ominous like little glimpses of story you would get throughout the game of SUPERHOT, but it's like little glimpses, like throwing you little images and such, and that's what made it kind of unique, to be honest. And the fact that, like, as you slowly progress, the player, like, only wants to, or like the main character, as well as the player, only wants to just continue. They want to keep playing, as the game slowly feasts on their psyche, slowly making them feel more and more detached from reality, to the point where it makes them feel like their reality isn't even the right reality, to the point where it's just a fake, as if the virtual world's like some kind of utopia, a messiah of sorts. And that's what I really like about SUPERHOT. And after the main character's friend shows them this game, that the main character first thinks is just like a plot devoid game of just you killing red dudes over and over. Which, don't get me wrong, you do kill many red people. This is like a genocide, basically. And after you commit red genocide for level after level, you slowly but surely just get lured and lured and lured in until you become the system. Because the system will indeed set you free. The level design in SUPERHOT is actually pretty straightforward, despite being so awesome, to be honest. Because it's based on like many real life settings, like a subway station, a regular city, some rooftops, a museum, I think, just like inside of a house, inside of your house, and just basically a lot of things. Because it just makes you expect the unexpected. Because I mean, an enemy could just pop out like any hole or crevice and just be like, mother trucker, and then just slap you in the face with like 15 rounds of buckshot. It's terrifying. Trust me, I've been there several times. It's proper good. Basic plot of SUPERHOT, based on like what I've played, which is all of it, it basically starts out with like your friend being like, "Hey, you want to play this super dope epic game?" And then your character's like, "It can't be that good," and you basically just get addicted to it in an instant. And after that, as you slowly progress through the story, you just get more and more incoming messages from the friend who suggested you the game and the game itself, because the game talks to you, and it refers to itself as the system, which is like the main antagonist of the game. And I think that's kind of like ingenious writing on their part, because I mean, what bigger antagonist is there other than the game itself? Which is, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way that it's like, hey, the game you're playing, it's evil. I know many games nowadays do that. I mean, for example, DDLC did that whole like game evil thing. I don't know if it was exactly like that. I don't know much about it. I've seen like a couple of Let's Plays. I saw the Game Grumps play it, basically, in the shortest way possible. And like, as you slowly progress through the story, the levels get harder and harder, basically making you have to just expect the unexpected, as I said before. Just look, shoot, do that thing, don't walk too fast. And that's what I like about Superhot. It's simplicity while also being very good. And there is one part of the game where the system basically has you go pay a visit with yourself, and then you just give yourself a head trauma. And this part specifically on screen is basically just the system demonstrating its power by just saying, "Yo, we could just keep you here forever if you don't follow our rules and stop playing Superhot." And then, obviously, you can't not play Superhot. It's what you got the game for. So then, after you do the thing with the Superhot, the game's like, "What did we tell you? No more." And then you're just like, "But my game, I need play of the game. I need to show off for my MLG gamers out there." And then the game is just sitting up there like, "No." But then your guy's like, "No, but I can make money off of this. I can like blackjack and hookers." And then that's a Futurama reference. None of you will get that. And then basically the game is like, "Okay, cool." And then it just basically forces you out. It keeps pushing you outwards more and more as the game goes on, but then you just push yourself back in. It's very nice. Also, I like it. Something else I really love about the story, other than like what I just mentioned in Superhot, is how the game can just talk to you. It can straight up just talk to you. Like, after you complete a level, for example, right here, it's gonna say hello. Yeah, it's greeting you. Isn't that just nice? It's a gentleman. The evil game is a gentleman. See, at least we're safe. We know the game is a simp. We can rely on those. The simp warriors. The great simp. Anyway, but after you complete levels, it'll just say stuff like this: "When will you learn?" And after that, it'll give a little segment where it'll just basically you dance, because it'll fire bullets at you. Well, it's actually like pretty easy to do. You just dodge the bullets, and then you'll progress pretty fast. That's how it goes. And at some point, it just kind of goes to show once again how much power the game has over your mind. While your body may be like vulnerable or like invulnerable to them, your mind is actually like they can just like keep you. They just keep your mind there forever. And that's what's really great about like the system. You can just tell when like it wants business. Because right now, for example, it's like firing squad you. It's just like open fire, like right on your character. So I tried my best to dodge all of these bullets here, but obviously, as you're about to see in like the next couple of seconds, I failed because there's too many bullets flying at me at once, and I can't dodge all of that because I made the mistake of backing myself up into a literal corner, and then I got shot in the foot. There you go. Goodbye, Pinky Toe. It was good while it lasted. And another thing, let's talk about this level really quick. Yeah, I got stuck on this level for like a long time. Because anytime I thought I was doing good, some guy would like pop up behind me and just shoot me in the head. Because, well, I would like try to like pick up a weapon, and by the time that I picked up the weapon and then looked back up, I'd be dead already. So like the beginning part was pretty easy, just melee a couple dudes, pick up that sword, and then just get the guys from front. some guys will like spawn like right there, directly in front, like the epic gamers they are, and they'll just shoot you in the face on sight. So obviously you just dodge a couple pistol shots, seems easy enough. I just tried to slice the bullet in half though, which is where I failed. So I genuinely tried to slice the bullet in half. So basically I was at it again, and you can tell how the song and dance went till I beat it. Okay, let's have a little chat. As a gentleman myself, I am open to the conversation. So what are we talking about? Oh boy, and now we're here, my favorite segment, where we talk about the main antagonist of SUPERHOT, the system itself. Or basically, just what the system is. I feel like the system is like a reflection of like what the player is, inside. Because, the player just wants to play SUPERHOT, and the system doesn't want them to play SUPERHOT. Polar opposites, as you can see. But as you slowly progress through the game, you see they are one and the same, to the point where the player is convinced that the system will set them free and that their body's holding them back. Symbolism. You gotta appreciate that. I swear I will never launch SUPERHOT.exe ever again. Hey, look, SUPERHOT starting up. If I may interject one last time, did you notice that last guy who's holding the sword just got shot in the butt when he was reaching down to get his sword back?
Super hot, super hot, super hot, super hot, super hot, super hot, super hot. Super hot.
And then there's this part where basically you have to knock yourself out, give yourself like a head concussion. Basically, just walk through this little area here, which I think is like your house place thing. You're just taking a walk, looking through all the sceneries, and yeah, you will learn the hard way. And then it'll basically just smack you across the face, and well, it's, I don't know how to describe it yet. It's just see if it hurts, and it's the only way. And if you don't do it, it'll just keep saying do it now until you do it. Yeah, see, I waited to see if it would say anything different, but it didn't, so I just did it anyway. Right in the kisser. And then that basically goes to show. Okay, one last brief intermission for real this time. That's probably gonna hurt. Imagine you're just playing super high, you just walk up behind yourself, and then you just go, pow! Alright, so this time when the system tells you to not play super hot, and you try to play super hot again, this happens. That one line of dialogue perfectly sums up the player's relationship with the system. Remember, we are always watching. And then here we see the system deliberately keeping you quiet so you don't talk, making your friend basically want to block you because they're an idiot. So, and you keep saying super hot over and over again until you basically beg the system to let you back in. And then it obliges. I tried hitting end chat, but it just said error. So basically, you have to plea the system to let you back in, and then it does. And then the system basically tells you that while your brain is in the world of super hot, it basically just becomes like pieces of code, and you are our tool now. We will be able to destroy the enemy from within. So the system wants you to destroy the enemy from within, whatever that is, which I actually don't know what that is, to be honest. You can read all that in your spare time. If you want to pause that, I'm not going back and reading that. And now it says go back to work. So now you're basically just working for the system when before you were practically fighting it. Symbolism again.
hot,
Perfectly
super
nailing that last level, definitely on the first try. The system basically makes you believe that your mind is just software and your body's useless slowly and slowly throughout the last part of the game. And it's basically just trying to convince you that you are part of the system now. Which eventually that does come true, but at first it's not. So the fact that the system can make you feel like you're part of something bigger after trying to push you away shows that this is just them luring you into a false sense of security so they can take advantage of you and then just destroy you when it's done. But it can't, because you just did all of its work. So now, after becoming one with the system, I don't know, it's just it's as if everything you worked up to until now was for nothing, because you just worked up to a point, and that point just goes right back down, because you're now the system, and you have to do exactly what your friend did to repeat the cycle and spread the game. Get more people to play it. Get the system more victims, and that is proper spooky. And now here we are at the final part of the game, where the system has you dead set on setting you free from your mortal body and into the system itself. And this is it. The final segment. Or at least it would be if I didn't lose the footage, so, sorry about that. So just have some Monster Hunter footage instead. I mean, look at this. Look at this part. Oh, I love this one. Wait till this part. He's gonna pick him up and just chuck him on the ground. Grab the popcorn. You gotta love Death Pickle, am I right? Oh yeah, SUPERHOT. So after that, you would switch into the system and basically become the system itself. And then upload your brain into the mainframe, basically becoming data. As you can see, uploading 100%. And then you become the system's core, or at least you become SUPERHOT's core. And then as the core, you have to destroy all of the enemies in the room to reach the end of the game. And what happens next may not surprise you, given what I foreshadowed this whole time. So just enjoy the bloodshed really quick. You know, I don't know if I want to set my mind free. I think my mind is pretty good where it is. You know, Chief, I think I'm just gonna alt F4 out of this one. I'm just messing. You totally shoot yourself in the head at the end of the game. And, well, that's basically what the game wanted you to do from the start. Here it is, right now. The end game is right in front of me. And after all that, this is how SUPERHOT ends. With one last shot to end it all. That's not very Kappa 12 plus cash money poggers of you. Right, after shooting yourself in the head, and fully upload yourself into the system, mainframe, whatever, itself, you beat the game. I mean, look at this. Super hot. Super hot.
Super.
And now there's only one last thing to do. You have to hand over control to the system to truly become one with it. In conclusion, Superhot is one of the best games ever made, and I don't think there'll be one like it anytime soon. Man, it's pretty meta though. Man, imagine if I was just a computer program luring you in to just assimilate you. I'd never do that though.